In this video, we're going to look at the foreclosure records for the state of Pennsylvania and also a summary of the foreclosure process with Attorney Ken Steidl. There are 67 counties in the state of Pennsylvania, but one county, Philadelphia County, has 1/3 of those notices. There are 52,000 notices that we are tracking at LeadCruncher.com. Allow me to walk you through the data, and then on the second portion of this video, we're going to go through the foreclosure process. So let's dive into this. Log into your account at LeadCruncher.com. There are 4 sets of data on the top left side. Assessor data, which has 155 million records of properties. 5.9 million parcels belongs to the state of Pennsylvania. Next to it, there is pre-foreclosure records. There are about 1.4 million records. And next to that, there is successor data. These are pre-probate or properties that are held in living trust or joint tenancy. Then we have ProbateLease.com. There are about 216,000 records of the properties across the country. These are active probate case filings that are happening right now. For the purpose of this video, we are going to go to pre-foreclosure data. Out of 1.3 million records, we are going to select the state of Pennsylvania. And then we can go to My Zip, step 2. And here we can select based on zip code, city, county, state. To start the search, we're going to give it a name. So I will say Philadelphia pre-foreclosures. And we are going to select the Philadelphia County. There's 18,000 records of properties here. Step 3, there's about 2,500 of them belongs to investors, and individual owned properties are about 15,000. We can select properties. I like to select properties going back for the past 6 months. On the bottom portion, there are different types of liens that correlates to about 3,200 counties that we track the data, and we update them every day. So I would not worry about this one. On step 4, we can choose from 320 different property types. Let's select single family residences. Our search is going to have about 231 records in it. We're going to click on Save and Checkout. We come to the final page, and here on the order checkout, what we have to do is click on Export. We can download the list from here, or a copy of this data has been sent to Data Manager. Data Manager then sends the records to Post Office, and Post Office validates them. And here's 161 records. You can see here all the records are here, and Post Office validated every single one of the addresses. What can we do here? We can do a lot of stuff. We can, for example, take all of these records and send them to the dialer. If I check the box here and say Add to the dialer, I will give it a name. And this copy is now being sent to Triple Dialer. At Triple Dialer, I can look at the properties. If I click on Files, the file should be ready, is right here, 161 records of properties. We can look at the individual records. I do this before I skip trace the records. We can see the zero information on the property. If I want to escape trace any of these records, I can escape trace the entire file. Right here, there are 161 records for a nominal fee of $24. We can get all the phone numbers and email addresses related to the mailing address of the property, or we can look at the record right here. Let's go to one of the records right here. If I want to skip trace this record, let's say I looked at the property here. You can see how updated these are notices. Here is the property already tagged for auction. And then we can skip trace, for example, right here. We can get the phone and email addresses to the property to contact the owner to see if we can buy the property from them. Again, there is a lot of things happen at LeadCruncher.com. Attorney Ken Steidl with the Steidl and Steinberg is going to walk you through the foreclosure process for the state of Pennsylvania.
Hi, I'm Ken Steidl. I'm here to talk to you today about mortgage foreclosures. If you fall behind on your mortgage, usually about 3 or 4 months, the mortgage company will begin the foreclosure process. Now, how does that start? Normally, they will send you what's called an Act 91 letter. This is after you fall 3 or 4 months behind. And this letter will say, you are 3 or 4 months behind, and it will take this amount of money to catch up on the mortgage. You have 30 days to pay that amount in full to catch up, or we're going to start the foreclosure process. After that 30 days passes, they will then take the mortgage and refer it to an attorney. The attorney representing the mortgage company, will then prepare a complaint in mortgage foreclosure, basically a document that attaches a copy of the mortgage and states that you're behind and that they want to foreclose and take the house. Then they will file that with the pathonetary's office, and the sheriff will have to hand deliver the papers to your house. They don't have to deliver it to you personally. They have to deliver it to any adult over the age of 18 at your house. So it can be your maid or butler, or it can be your spouse or your kids if they're over the age of 18. Once you receive that paperwork, you have 20 days to file a response or an answer. If you feel that you've made the payments and you have proof and maybe they misapplied them or there's some problem, then you want to get an attorney to file an answer to that. You only have 20 days to do that. If you don't file an answer, then after 20 days, they will enter a judgment by default, a judgment in mortgage foreclosure. Then they will proceed to the sheriff's office to arrange for the sheriff's sale of your house to take place. And they will pay the sheriff to advertise and also to post your premises. What will happen then is the sheriff will come out to your house and tape to your front door a sign that says notice of sheriff's sale, so that you are definitely aware of when that sheriff's sale is going to be. You'll receive notice in the mail, regular mail, not certified, and it will appear 3 times in the local newspaper and the legal journal. And then if no action is taken, on the day of the sheriff's sale, you will lose your house. People can come and bid at the sheriff's sale and they can buy your house. Usually there isn't much bidding, because if somebody bids, they have to pay 10% of the price that day and the rest by Friday of that same week. So very, very few people can come up with that kind of money in a week. So normally there's no bidding, but you still lose the house even if nobody bids, because then there's a deed from the sheriff to the mortgage company. The mortgage company becomes the owner of the house. They then evict you from the premises and they put the house up for sale and sell it. If they sell it for more than what you owe, they keep the money. It's their house. They've gotten a deed from the sheriff. You don't get anything out of it. If they sell it for less than what you owe, well, then they can sue you for the difference or the deficiency, and you can be faced with having to pay back money to the mortgage company for a house you don't even own anymore. But there's ways to stop those mortgage foreclosures, and there'll be other videos for you to look at to find out ways to stop the foreclosure, and we can do that for you. Thank you very much.
If you like the content of this video, you'll find more videos like it on my channel. We hear this from people all the time, but those little mouse clicks will go a long way to help me in the algorithm. So please click the little thumb guide. Please subscribe and help yourself with all my tools linked in the descriptions. These are tools me and my teams have developed over the years, tools I wish I had when I started in real estate. Thank you for watching and have a great day.